Hi, I'm Irene, and over here is Milo, my 13-and-a-half-year-old Brussels Griffon. Welcome back to my channel. Now, if you are new here, I've been traveling for the last 5 years in my Dodge Ram Explorer van. Now, why am I in here and not in my van? Well, we're going to talk about that today because I am definitely on a new adventure right now. Because recently my van started to have a water leak, so it turned out to be a water pump issue. So what I have discovered now on the road, which hasn't been my issue the whole time I've been traveling, only recently because of the pandemic, is I have now had to find a hotel because they no longer will allow you to stay in your rig. I went ahead and grabbed him because he hears me talking, and I just think it just makes him want to bark, and I can't have that right now. All right, so that's what I have noticed when before, anytime I have had any issues going on with my van, I have had no problems ever staying with my rig. Well, because of the pandemic, everything is just changing. So what I discovered during this adventure is I had to find a mechanic that would work in the time frame of finding a hotel that would also accept him, especially when you're traveling with a pet. What I found out too was that a lot of mechanics were booked out, okay, to the end, like the end of that week that it happened, and then one hotel was booked out like 2 weeks for their pet-friendly rooms. So I thought, well, that's not going to work. So we were able to get back to our campsite because Kent was with me at that time when the water started to leak, but only when I shut the engine off. So as long as the engine was running, everything seemed to be doing fine, okay? So he taught me what to do and talked to me on how to get back so that way I can get him back to his vehicle, and then me start to call and arrange a mechanic around him as well. So I was able to do that, book out for a week later, found a mechanic, and found a hotel that had their pet-friendly room that would work in correlation with that mechanic. So keep that in mind if you are traveling with a pet. You could run into this situation now since the pandemic. I find that very few places now let you stay in your rig. And how I know that, besides this incident, was also last year Kent had an issue with his truck, and we had a very hard time finding a mechanic that would let him stay with his rig as well. So we finally did right at the last minute, and we checked 2 major cities that we were close to and finally found one that would allow him and also me to stay there as well while we were trying to figure out what was going on with his truck. So I just want to give the heads up, not that you can't find a place, but the percentage of places is definitely going to be less letting you stay with your rig. So just keep that in mind. We're going to see if we can try this again because I want to show you how I have this set up over here for Milo. But one thing I like about the pet-friendly hotel is they have taken up the carpet when before they didn't do that. So that has been really nice. I'll show you some clips of the room. It's kind of really cute and cozy. So I have a nice little desk area, and then I have a nice little seating area. And then when you look over where Milo is. All right, so there's where Milo is. Now I have been putting pillows all around the edge of the bed. I did bring a throw, and it's a good thing I did that because look at what they gave me. A white comforter in a pet-friendly room, hotel room. I mean, why? Okay, what are your thoughts about a white comforter in a pet-friendly room at a hotel? I don't know. They said I could get my deposit back, but I think that's setting somebody up for not getting their deposit back. What do you think? I don't get that. I mean, that is really looking for disaster, but thank goodness it is not raining right now, so I don't have to worry about his feet getting this pretty dirty. But anyway, so I put pillows around there and around here, and then I kind of move this around. So sometimes he seems to come on this edge, and then sometimes he'll come over to the front. So I kind of move that around there and over to the other side. So see, so if he was to kind of slip off, that will protect him. And that did help him actually last night. He did slip off right onto that. But I'm pretty much moving pillows around wherever I am, wherever he is right now. And the room is, the bed is a mess right now because I've already been in it, and I've told them I don't want room service because of the pandemic. I just prefer not to have people come in here and mess with anything once I'm in here. But anyway, so that's how I'm keeping him safe, because I don't want him to fall off this bed. I'm really overprotective with this little guy, and because of his age. I have to share something that was so super funny. When they gave me the card, right, and I get to the room, I haven't been in a hotel room since the beginning of my journey. I used to stay when maybe the weather got too crazy, and I didn't feel safe. I'd come off and I would go stay in a hotel. So it's been at least, maybe 5 years, 4 to 5 years ago. So I get this. In the old days, you had a little slot thing, and you used to stick this. I'm sure some hotels are still like that, but there's a little thing at the top, and you put it in there. It goes ching ching, and you open up the thing, and you open up the door. So I get over to there, and I'm looking around it, and I'll put a little clip in here of what I was seeing. So when I'm looking, where in the heck do you put the card? Do you put it on the side? Do you put it underneath? And I'm looking at it for a little bit, and then I realize that round thing that's in the top, and I started waving it around there, and sure enough, that opened up the door. But I really felt like I was from another planet or something, trying to figure out, how to open up the door. One of the funny things about being a nomad for so many years, and when technology changes, you're like, what? And then the other funny thing is, it's been so long since I've even used a microwave. I have a microwave, I just never use it. So, and I'm like, oh no, I've put a sausage in there, and I'm thinking, well, how many minutes? So how do I do this, And I don't want to dry it out, so I kind of finally remember to put some water in there, and I poked some holes in it and wrapped it up, and I don't know, and then I only went a little bit of time and warming up water for his food. And it was just kind of like a funny adventure, because I'm like, oh my gosh, how much time do you do for this and this and that, and not overdoing anything. Anyways, yeah, I feel like I'm really kind of out of the groove of, doing things like that in the world. Well, it has been really, really nice having access to all the amenities inside of the room, especially the bathtub. I have taken lots of bubble baths, and all the electricity that I can, want to use. That has been really nice right now. The one thing that I wanted to go over with you guys is give you an update on my van. So what is going on is they've changed the water pump and also my serpentine belt. Now I went ahead and told them, look for anything that needs to be replaced, and let's get it replaced, because after I could tell that I could trust them because of what they told me regarding the water pump. At that time, they could have told me a bunch of other things were wrong, and they didn't. And so that's when I said, well, look, do you mind looking, you know, around some hoses, and especially my serpentine belt, and let me know how everything looks. So at that point, there was something inside of me that just really trust them as far as their honesty. And they did say there was a couple of cracks on my serpentine belt. It does give me a peace of mind to finally be able to get that serpentine belt replaced. Right now, it really means a lot to me, and my future travels and stuff like that. So I'm glad that's done. If anything, a lot of things are getting taken care of that I've always wanted to have addressed. So win-win situation out of all of this. And I'm getting to enjoy this room, so yeah, it's all good. And I made it to town without any major problems, you know, to my engine. Now, I was going to do this without my hat, but I don't have a way to lay down my hair, because after I take a shower and wash my hair and stuff, right after, my hair will be kind of poofy. So every time I always try to film is when my hair is not in that condition, if I don't wear my hat. So anyways, that's why I'm indoors still wearing a hat. But I was gonna try to do this without it, but no way. I look like a bozo right now. Sometimes I'll put gel in my hair, and that'll help lay it down if I do ever film right after I washed my hair. But I don't have access to that right now because it's in my van, and I don't have my van. So anyways, oh well, I'm with my hat again. I know sometimes I like to do a video once in a while without it, so you guys can know that I still have, you know, all my hair. I'm also continuing to do the van life because I have some long-term goals. So we are going to get into some things coming up here this year, but one of the things that I'm the most happy about is I've always had an emergency fund set up. So I've been able to take care of my repairs and take care of this room with cash. And not having to put anything on a credit card because of having an emergency fund. So if you can do that because it is so worth it. It was such an amazing sense of peace that I can't tell you about, that I had, knowing that I had the money to take care of this and not be stressed out, especially when I was told I can't stay with my rig. Okay, so if there is ever a time, if you are going to plan to be out on this road and you know, for whatever reason, start saving that emergency fund and have something set aside, because now you could be thrown into a hotel room, and who knows for how long. I decided to stay an extra day because we had a wind warning for today, and also my sciatica really gave me a horrible, painful issue for a couple of days. So I just wanted to hang low an extra day, and they were fine with that. So I get my van tomorrow, and then I hope to hit the road at the end of the week. So I am definitely taking advantage of this room, but also I have that emergency fund and extra money that I can do this. So I want to share that with you, that sense of peace that came with having that emergency fund. All right, so that's the quick update. I really appreciate everybody taking time out of your day to be a part of my journey and watching this video. And I look forward to seeing you in that next video.